Hey everybody, One Wisdom here. We have just unboxed Molten Hot Dog from the Walmart exclusive and then Jade Flashwing, the Target exclusive. What we're going to do now, I'll actually have to have my wireless portal going for Ninjini and Legendary Light Core Chills. So we are temporarily going to scale back and go a bit throwback old school nostalgia. If you can't tell from the theme here, you hopefully can now. We are actually going to unbox Series 2 Spyro. Slogan, of course, is all fired up. Again, it's been a long time since I've done unboxings. I kind of lost my flow here. But, of course, the packaging itself, first, a Series 2. The cool thing here, not only will it work in Giants, but if you're just getting into the game, you can actually use this figure in Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. That said, in Giants, he's going to have level cap of 15. He can switch paths. He'll have the Wow Pow. Won't have that in Spyro's Adventure, but if you get him maxed out in Giants, you can essentially transfer him to Spyro's Adventure. Nonetheless, where I picked this up, GameStop.com, found it this weekend really late at night. It was weird because I figured something would happen, where like Ninjini would be available, and I'd kind of want her, but I'd have to hold out because didn't want to pay shipping for the other two type situation, but as weird as it was, they were all three available, and I took advantage of it. Granted, I think I could have gotten them at my local brick and mortar stores a little quicker, maybe like Monday or Tuesday. These actually came yesterday, Thursday. Slated for Friday. Really, UPS ground would have been a day. They did UPS mail innovations for some reason. But retail price $9.99, GameStop.com. Obviously, that's going to be a source for Series 2 Spyro, as well as Wrecking Ball and Ninjini. And Amazon, of course, I keep tabs on them. Brick and mortar GameStop, that seems to be the best bet for picking these up here in the U.S. Over the next 2 weeks, they should hit all stores. Once the initial rush is gone down and then the stock kind of builds its way across the country, they'll become easier and easier to find, just kind of like we saw with Thumpback and Eyebrow most recently. So keep that in mind. Don't pay more than retail. The only person you're hurting doing that is yourself. You're also fueling the scalpers. If you really want him, just wait. Spend the $10, don't pay $40. That's ridiculous. Nonetheless, Spyro's slogan, if you recall, is all fired up. We'll take a look now at the back. There's our box art there. We've got Pop Fizz, Spyro, Wrecking Ball, and Double Trouble. As you can see, Series 2 Spyro back better than ever. You know the drill by now. New Wow Pow, increased level cap to 15. That said, I think his box art's actually pretty cool in my opinion. Note kind of like the jewel adornment. They didn't quite replicate it there. It's more of like a rounded suction cup, but it was a nice attempt. Looks really good on the box art, though, is what I'm getting at. If you recall, Spyro, of course, one of our main characters from the previous game. Here he is in his regular Series 1 pose. Then, if you picked up the 3DS starter pack, you actually got Dark Spyro instead of regular Spyro. He's still relatively hard to come by, particularly here in the US. And then lastly, in the exact same pose, wearing the blue and gold, we have Legendary Spyro. So this one kind of completes the cycle. People have heard me refer to the Magic Trio. That's basically my way of using a few words to say Series 2 Spyro, Series 2 Wrecking Ball, and Ninjini. Why they waited that long to release them is beyond me. I know Pop Fizz is really popular, but the only other magic element they'd released is Double Trouble. It seems like Wrecking Ball would have gotten an earlier release. I think what they wanted to do with Spyro, as opposed to have them available at the beginning, is basically for the people that have completed the game and were kind of losing interest. I think they were banking on Spyro bringing you back into the store, seeing, you know, maybe Thumpback, Eyebrow, and then Genie, you know, maybe some Wave 3 or maybe even Wave 2 for some people that you didn't pick up or couldn't find at the time. The hope is by using Spyro so late in the game, I think what they were going for is to encourage you, you know, to kind of see what's on the shelf, pick up some more stuff. But regardless, they held out on those three till the very end. I don't know the logic, being from the exact same element. You think they kind of structured it a little different, but nonetheless, I'm excited. I actually really like this pose. There's only so much you can do with some of them, like Cinder's first pose you see over there. Actually, you don't. You do now, kind of by lightning rod, maybe. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. She was real aggressive, kind of like Camo. And it's hard. I mean, you're kind of limited with some of them. But nonetheless, before we ramble on too much about that, go ahead and get him out of the package here. But the story on Spyro, kind of a mundane one, but he comes from a faraway land very few have traveled to that has the extremely rare purple dragons. The Scrolls of the Ancients chronicle in detail, you know, some of the works and adventures and great things Spyro has done. And supposedly it was Eon himself who reached out to Spyro to be a Skylander. He accepted. Obviously, the rest is history. What was the book? I think it was The Mask of Power, I want to say, is the one. I've read it. It was just a while ago. But it is where they kind of chaos wound up, you know, at this like library and was destroying it. And you know, needless to say, like little bookworms in their massive robot suits, you know, mentioned Spyro and what a great Skylander he was and everything. So, should be potential storylines there is what I'm getting at. But here he is out of the packaging. The colors, as usual, are much more vibrant. They pop a lot better when you get him out. Again, he's not light core. Doesn't have anything we're going to break getting him out. He is wedged in there considerably better than Jade Flashwing and Molten Hot Dog were. Before we take a look at him up close, we're going to pop the card out here. And what you get for your purchase price of $9.99, because I know you're not going to go pay more than that, is Series 2 Spyro. The stat card you see here, and then the sticker sheet is going to have his you know, kind of logo, sticker, name, QR code. Then below that we will have the web code for Skylanders universe, as they're calling it now. It used to be Spyro's universe, but I guess they've scaled it back a little bit. Before I upload this, I'll enter the code. You didn't see it, but someone stole my Zap, so I'm a little apprehensive about that. Note that the card art, that's actually really good in my opinion. I usually don't spend much time, but again, you kind of see like that little jewel effect on his wings, which again, not quite as impressive in person, but you can at least tell they tried to do it. You got to give them credit for that. So, nonetheless, note kind of like that red on the, I don't know how to describe it, but like the upper portion of the wing, they actually stayed true to that in this design as well. Nonetheless, what we want to cover here, the card, which sadly has no correlation to the game. Power or strength is 75 of 150. Defense or armor 60 of 150. Speed or agility 100 of 150. And luck 65 of 150. Have to say, this is, I mean, while it's not an exciting repose, you know, he's not like in some super aggressive stance or, you know, flying, you're going to launch a Daybringer flame or something. Just looks pretty good. He seems heavier too than others I've unboxed. But obviously with these three, we covered every upgrade path. You basically, you know, have the flames or, you know, the blitz attack. Just kind of depends on your play style. However, the cool thing about Series 2 Spyro, aside from being able to switch upgrade paths, is the fact that we will have the Wow Pow. Don't know what it is yet. I mean, just like when I play the game, I don't actually like go in and you know, if some guy in Norway 3 weeks ago uploaded a video showcasing it. I don't watch anything. I want it all to be new to me. That makes it fun, fresh, exciting, etc. So I'm excited to see what his wow pow will be. Hopefully it's a good one. We'll add another dimension to him. But detail on the figure is actually pretty good. The paint looks great. It's not like one of those blemished ones or anything. Kind of like a darker purple maybe than last time, not too much darker. The copper looks to be a little brighter, that kind of copper color on the horn and the wing. Pretty good detail, you know, on the talons, tip of the tail, come back around, you get a good look at the wings there. Very impressive in my opinion. The scales as well, nicely done, not a lot of overlap. Just for comparison's sake, ooh, that was close. You can kind of see, like I said, I mean, he's a little more aggressive here. Actually looks a little bit more sinister. This one, he just kind of looks like he wants a cupcake or something. I don't know. But got a little bit wider of a mouth. The eyes aren't as like narrow. Head's a little bit bigger. The horns are spread out a bit more and seem to kind of have more of like a U shape than this one. That's kind of more of like a Y, if you kind of follow what I'm saying there. I want to point out in particular the wings here. Wasn't a lot of detail on the underside of Series 1. It was just like all the copper color, and it doesn't seem as vibrant as the top. But on this one, they actually detailed it out with the purple trimmings. Perhaps most notable, this bright red color, kind of a blood red in that jewel. That was nowhere to be found on Series 1 Spyro. Really makes him look a lot better in my opinion. While, like I said, he definitely looks more intimidating in the Series 1 pose than Series 2. But overall detail, I've got to give the edge to the Series 2 pose. Even on Dark Spyro, you know, with the silver, they didn't go in and like trim out the purple. So it's really those little things that you know, I try to showcase to you. Where I do gripe about a lot of things, like some of the light core, light up effect on the giants, etc. When they do good, even with, you know, I mean, obviously we could have done like a really awesome pose or something super aggressive. This one's kind of a mundane repose, but that said, it's very, very well executed. They might have played it safe on the repose, but they did a great job with it, so give them credit where credit is due. But again, pick this one up from GameStop.com. I know a lot of people are finding them at their local GameStops. They should be getting stocked pretty regularly. I was always looking for Series 2 Spyro on Amazon. I could never find the placeholder. They may have added it by now. I know they had Wrecking Ball, Light Core, Pop Fizz, and Hex up. Could never find him. Like I said, though, I haven't checked in like 4 or 5 days. But GameStop.com is where I got mine. You should see him very, very soon. Walmart, Target, Toys R Us, Best Buy, wherever you go to get them. $9.99 is a retail unless you're at Toys R Us, and it's going to cost $1 more. So keep that one in mind. But whatever you do, however bad you want Series 2 Spyro, you've not had him since October. You know, I mean, you can wait another 2 weeks and pay $10 over ordering him in for $35 on eBay or something. So be smart with your money. Instead of blowing $35 on one figure, be patient. You can buy 3 Skylanders for the same money. Don't fuel the scalpers. Like I said, it's a really cool repose. I think out of the package, maybe even in person, I think you'll be even more impressed with him. I think the camera does a pretty good job with this color scheme. Maybe more so than like Molten or something. But looks really, really good as a bottom line. Again, what I'm most excited about is the Wow Pow, getting to kind of check that out. Box art, again, I rarely point it out, but for whatever reason, his was really good. Jade Flashwings was as well. But $9.99, you get your Series 2 Spyro and the stat card along with your sticker sheet with the web code for Skylanders universe. We'll call it Spyro's universe in this video. But again, hold out. pay retail, before too long. It'll be easy to find him, and you'll be happy that you waited. That said, questions, comments you can ask here on YouTube. However, for a much quicker response, just use the blog link at the top of the video description. That'll take you to a post entirely about the Man of the Hour, which is Series 2 Spyro. I'll outline all his stats. We'll compare and contrast. We'll see what his in-game stats are. Then just as soon as possible, I'll get him introduced in gameplay, kind of showcase this heroic challenge, upgrades, all that stuff. So be on the lookout for that. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, hope you get that cupcake.